Every time I go in the studio, I want to make the best album that I've ever done in my life. So you always, are searching for those songs.
Catherine blocks the G.
She's got a full-hearted memory. It won't let it.
For George Strait, it's always been about the search for songs. And with 60 #1 hits in his career, more than any artist in history, you could say he's found more than his fair share of good ones over the past 30 years.
You look so good in love.
I would say the first song that I ever knew, or it registered to me that I could sing, was You Look So Good in Love. I mean, I was a young kid and I was just singing that like crazy.
I wish you still wanted me.
And the winner is, does Fort Worth ever cross your mind? George Strait.
Oh, Fort Worth, there just ain't no good.
6 #1 hits into his career, Strait released his album Something Special, featuring a song that would echo through the ages.
Well, excuse me, but I think you got my chair.
Favorite song of all time in country music, by far, is the George Strait song, and it's The Chair.
I feel like there was never quite a song like that before, where somebody's having a conversation and you know what the other person's saying, but it's not even in the song.
The first concert that I saw of George's was down in Irvine, California, and he sang that song and emptied the stage and just had a chair sitting out there, and a moment that I'll certainly always remember.
We have so many George Strait songs that we love that we literally cannot pick.
Oceanfront Property.
All my exes live in Texas.
Yes.
And Texas is a place I dearly love to be. But
We used to make mixtapes, and well, the boys in this certain fraternity made mixtapes, and they made Rollin' in the Haystack mixtapes because, well, they intended on everyone rolling in the haystack. The George Strait songs. And George was like the staple of our mixtapes.
baby blue was the color of her eyes.
So, King George, thank you for lots of good memories from college.
Lots? She said lots.
No. I mean, selective
Yes.
good memories.
Lots, sure.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some were worth remembering.
Some were worth,
and some weren't worth
some I
remembering.
was just listening to you.
In the early 90s, Strait would take a detour from his day job to play the role of burned-out country singer Dusty Chandler in the film Pure Country.
I crossed my heart and promised to.
The soundtrack would add 2 more #1 hits to his collection and go on to become the best-selling album of his career.
It was huge. I think it was the first time Tony and I worked together was on that project, and Tony and I started our history together there, and I think we made a really good record. I loved having the soundtrack of the movie and how it all fit into the movie.
Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend?
While Strait has always had uncanny instincts for picking hit songs, he wasn't afraid to get a second opinion every once in a while.
Check yes or no. I came home after I cut that, and I was taking Bubba to school, and he was always a grumpy little kid in the mornings early, still is kind of. I'm taking him to school, and I say, I think I got something you're going to like, and I plugged that in, played it for him. This big old smile came out. So once I got that approval, I knew it was going to be good.
When Straight Out of the Box sold 8 million copies, some worried the release of a career retrospective might be a sign Strait was winding down. Not a chance.
Here she comes a-walking, talking true love, saying I've been looking for you, love.
My favorite George Strait song is Blue Clear Sky. It was one of my favorites in college, and we'd ride around in Atlanta, Georgia to the country honky-tonks all around town, and anytime they'd play that, all my college buddies would be up hooping and hollering and raising some hail, having a good time. We love that song. Great one, George.
My favorite George Strait song is Carrying Your Love With Me.
Maybe all I got is this beat up leather bag.
I just love the sentiment. It reminds me a lot of when I was a little girl and my parents traveled. They toured all over the country in the music business, and it was a way to remember that even though they were far away from me, that they always carried my love with them.
She'll Leave You With a Smile, I think, was the song that broke Conway's record. And it was actually, to me, sounded like some song that Conway would have done.
Then she'll leave you with a smile.
To present the Special Achievement Award to George Strait, here is Alan Jackson.
They asked me to come out here and present you with this, and I was honored to do so. What I like about you is you never had to tear holes in your jeans or grow a goatee or anything. You don't follow any trends. You don't have to, because I figured it out. You're just naturally cool. You're just naturally cool. Academy of Country Music wants to honor Mr. George Strait with this Gene Weed Special Achievement Award for 50 #1 singles, and great songs they were. Congratulations.
With 50 #1 singles under his belt, Strait hit a milestone that was revered by every artist in every genre of music. He'd built a mountain of hits, and, well, they just kept coming.
And the album of the year goes to It Just Comes Natural, Mr. George Strait.
So one day I'm riding around listening to country radio, and the song comes on, and so it instantly kills me. I go, wow, what a great song. So I call up my producer and I go, hey man, you know that old George Strait song? He said, which one? I was like, that Give It Away song. He's like, yeah, I know the song, but that's not old, that's his new single. And I went, holy goodness. So he was like, really? I was like, yeah. I was like, wow, that's what I'm up against.
Just give it away. There ain't nothing in this house worth fighting over.
I just think it would be cool to have it. I mean, 60 #1 records when you're 60 years old, that's just pretty cool. If it happens, it'll be great. If it doesn't, I can live without it. I've been so fortunate in this business to have 59. I mean, let's not get greedy.
In May of 2013, Strait's Love Is Everything, his 40th album and 25th #1 album, gave us Give It All We've Got Tonight, his 60th #1 single. And once again, there's buzz that George is hanging up his hat. Don't count on it.
Say we get this 60th #1 record, then I'm only going to want 61. You can't stop at 60, are you kidding?
Come on, give it all we got tonight.